making of this video, I'm honestly unsure if Echoes of Wisdom has been released yet, but what I am sure of is that it's finally Zelda's time to shine with her own title. And to celebrate this moment in the franchise's history, I thought it was a good opportunity to finally introduce Zelda as a Pokemon trainer for my Zelda and Pokemon crossover project Link Dimension, along with her main Pokemon and even some items specific to her. My main goal when designing her for this project was to explore her character differently, while still keeping what makes Zelda, Zelda. This version pulls from many previous versions of her, like Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, Breath of the Wild, and even Echoes of Wisdom, despite it not being released when I designed her. Ultimately though, I want to create my version that can stand on her own. But simply calling her a Pokemon trainer is honestly dulling her role vastly in this story. She's not just a trainer, she's a master. She spent her whole life studying and exploring all the possibilities with Pokemon in this version of Hyrule. Since being cut off from her royal rights as Hyrule's princess, the only life she knows of is post-Great Paradox, a world recovering from ruin and new to most of the people in Hyrule even after 20 years. Despite being the heir to the throne of Hyrule, she doesn't consider herself a princess. She's never known of that life, but she does see it as her duty to learn to be a leader of Hyrule in this new era. She doesn't want to dwell on the past. She accepts this new life and wants to move forward and grow. That's a big theme for her motivations and design. Growth, pushing time forward, and only using her past to advance the lives of those to come. This version of Zelda mimics a lot of cloaked versions of her from previous titles, like Twilight Princess or even Sheik from Ocarina of Time. She's meant to look like a commoner and to hide her appearance, as people will still recognize her as the fallen princess, and she wants to avoid as much attention as possible while off studying Pokemon and venturing off towards discovery. To symbolize the growth theme with her design, I've added this spiral motif throughout her design on various parts. It's on her cloak and even her hair. But where did this obsession with spirals come from? During one of her first expeditions as a young child, she came across what would be her first and main companion Pokemon, Tri-Echo, the Triforce Fragment Pokemon, and its spirit and time type. Tri-Echo is seemingly a unique Pokemon, as Zelda has been unable to find another like it since discovering it for the first time. It's able to create copies of various objects at Zelda's will, but only temporarily. Zelda will only use this power when necessary, as she doesn't want it to be something she can abuse. She believes that Tri-Echo is very powerful and will do anything to prevent it from falling into the wrong hands. Because this was her first real companion Pokemon, she grew very attached to its identity and its spiral themes, and together they used growth to define them and their future. Its battle ability is Echo, where Tri-Echo can only have 3 moves, and its 4th move slot is dedicated to its ability, where it can use the last move targeted on itself. Its name is a combination of Tri and Echo, and it's based on Tri from Echoes of Wisdom. Its shiny is a reverse color scheme of its original colors, though there's a very low chance Zelda has a shiny version of Tri-Echo. Tri-Echo is comprised of the shattered fragments of the Triforce, which contain lustrous gold and dull gray pieces. These pieces are called Triforce Dust, and are used by the people other than Link to access Trinity forms of their Pokemon. Tri-Echo even gave up a part of itself to craft Zelda a spirit weapon called Spiral, the Tri-Staff. This staff is imbued with Tri-Echo's power, and allows Zelda to use the power of her intelligence to solve problems around her that would normally require bravery or strength. In addition to the Tri-Staff, Tri-Echo also created a Tri-Ball, the only Spirit Ball Zelda has, because she's able to keep all of her Pokemon in this one-of-a-kind Spirit Ball. Impa had also given Zelda the Sheikah Dex, knowing good and well that she would make better use of it than she could. Every Dex entry in the Sheikah Dex was written by either Zelda or Link, since they're the only 2 people who have had it. One night, whenever Zelda made an amazing discovery involving what would be a mystery of the Great Paradox, that's when she unlocked her spiritual Triforce of Wisdom within her. She vowed to use this blessing by the goddesses to bring Hyrule into a prosperous future using leadership that she earned, not that she was given. Now let's move towards the sky when checking out her next Pokemon. Zelda would eventually obtain a Loftchick, the guardian bird Pokemon, and its Sky and Hyrule type. Loftchick are ancestors of Aziwi that were around long before the Great Paradox. They are very friendly Pokemon that try to form bonds with humans. They're based on Loftwings from Skyward Sword. Its shiny is based on Link's red Loftwing, and its name is a combination of a Loftwing and Chick. Its battle ability, Spiral Charge, makes Loftchick's Sky-type moves boost its speed and give them a high chance to remove any status condition inflicted on themselves. When it comes to this design, I really just tried to make something that looked like what I thought would be a young Loftwing or Shoebill Stork, which is what they're actually based on. But I also wanted to make it look similar to Aziwi because I like when Pokemon have connections with each other as it grounds the world more. When Loftchick reaches high friendship with its owner, it evolves into Spiravia, the guardian bird Pokemon, and it's now Sky and Spirit type. This Pokemon radiates with beautiful color. They become a symbol of the Hylian crest over the centuries. If their bond is strong enough with their trainer, they will adapt some of their physical traits to go beyond companionship. Their flying capabilities are unmatched in this Hyrule. They're still based on the Loftwings from Skyward Sword, and its name is a combination of Spirit and Avian. And its shiny is also still based on the red Loftwing of Link. Its battle ability, Spiritual Bond, creates a bond between it and a Pokemon it was switched with in battle. If Spiravia deals damage, it will heal that Pokemon, but if it takes damage, it will deal damage to that Pokemon as well. This effect works the same way for the bound Pokemon. Now, there isn't anything too crazy about this Pokemon design, as to be honest, Loftwings are pretty much just giant colorful shoebill storks. But where I did make it different is by incorporating its appearance adaptation that they have from Skyward Sword, where they look like their companions. So since this version of Zelda is different, I wanted to make her specific Spiravia look more like her from this universe and leave the version from Skyward Sword as the default form. As you can see, it borrows a lot of the design, including the spirals and the color scheme. It's nothing too complex, but it's quite unique to this Zelda. For the final Pokemon, I'm taking an old scrap design from a couple years ago, Zephyrus, a unique evolution of Hyrulean Rapidash for Zelda. I always really loved this design, specifically its color scheme and its Hylian crest halo, but I've since adapted that part of its design into Tenchilong, the Light Dragon Pokemon, and another Pokemon that would be on her team. I also chose to go with a common theme for these horse Pokemon for our trio. So just as Ganondorf got Phantasmare, which is based on Phantom Ganon and his horse Phantom from Ocarina of Time, I wanted this new Zephyrus to be based on Zelda from Ocarina of Time. So let's check it out. Here is Zephyrus, the royal steed Pokemon, and its Sky and Time type. Zephyrus evolves through the royal blood of Zelda. It represents what could have been her future as a princess of Hyrule, but serves her regardless. Its majestic wings allow Zelda to fly to many different locations for her studies. It's inspired by Valkyries, Pegasus, and Ocarina of Time Zelda. Its name is a combination of Zephyr and Pegasus, and its shiny is based on Breath of the Wild Zelda. Its battle ability, Timeless Wings, makes its Sky-type moves have a high chance to inflict Rewind on a target, which will make that target use the last move that they used again for up to 3 turns. This Pokemon, just like Phantasmare, is unique, so only Zelda has it. It will also receive a Trinity form in the future as well, but we'll have to save that for a big Zelda moment in the story. I really like how this turned out, and I hope you do too. Now, Cloaked Zelda is great and all, but what I think you're all here for is what she's really hiding under the guise. When she's not incognito and is out and about learning about Pokemon alongside her own. So here she is. This Zelda takes many different Zelda inspirations, but with my own twist. I wanted a free and adventurous spirit under the cloak. A lot of you guys gave me guidance on her design and I greatly appreciate it. I made some modifications based on some of your feedback, like making sure she had bags for her venturing and lightening up the colors a bit. Overall, you guys seem to really like the direction I was going in already, and I was pretty set on it anyways. I kinda explained the reasoning for her not being in pink and for her darker color scheme, and tried to incorporate the spirals in many different parts of her design. Fun fact, the only human characters I've ever drawn have been a handful that I made for Link Dimension, so I'm still learning. Drawing people is not my forte, but I'm really happy with how she turned out, and I really thank you for all your feedback. So let me know what you think of Link Dimension Zelda. Do you like her? Do you hate her? Either way, we're going to be getting more of her when she finally meets Link at the end of the Water Dungeon video, where she'll explain more to him about what's going on in Hyrule, while she also learns more about him, and even explain her theories on Harmony, the Blade of Unity. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope we all have a fun time playing Echoes of Wisdom. I'll see you next time.